My girlfriend since 6th grade sat me down and said, I need a hall pass. I tried to nervous laugh my way out of this horrible joke, but Sophie wasn't laughing. We were 3 weeks from college graduation, sitting in our favorite coffee shop. Her hands were shaking. I started to speak, but there's this guy, she said, not meeting my eyes. I'll never see him again after graduation. I need one afternoon. Okay, well, who is it? I asked, still not sure if this was real. She patted my hand like she was patting a dog. It's probably best you don't ask. This wasn't Sophie talking. She'd been different since her cancer came back junior year. We thought we'd beaten the leukemia. Her hair had just started growing back, but lately she'd been acting strange, secretive with her phone, leaving study groups early, coming back to our dorm late with vague excuses. You can say no, she added, but I'll resent you forever for stealing this from me when I might not have much time left. That sentence sat in my chest like a stone. For weeks, I'd watched her guard her phone, quickly darkening the screen whenever I approached, but not before I caught her smiling at whatever she was reading. The kind of smile that used to be reserved for my texts. Each day brought new pressure, new cuts. Maybe I just need to know what it's like to be with someone who doesn't see me as this fragile, sick thing, she said one night. That one stung worse than the rest. Someone who doesn't know my whole history, who just sees me as Sophie, not Sophie with cancer. I wanted to tell her I saw her, just her, but the words stuck. By Friday, she'd planned everything out. There was a day party Saturday at the Pike House for graduating seniors. I'm doing this whether you approve or not, she said matter-of-factly. I'm just giving you the courtesy of knowing. One afternoon, that's all. Soon Jess was blowing up my phone, calling me selfish, insisting Sophie deserved to live before it was too late. My own roommate took her side when I told him, dude, if she's gonna die, just let her have this, he said. What's one afternoon compared to 12 years? 12 years. We'd been together longer than we'd been apart, and now everyone was acting like I was the villain for not wanting to share her. Saturday came. I tried to stay in my room, tried to play video games, tried to sleep, but at 2 p.m., I saw her from my window walking across campus in a sundress I'd never seen before, her hair done in a way that took effort. She was smiling, checking her phone, practically bouncing as she walked. Something broke in me. I grabbed my baseball cap and followed at a distance, telling myself I just needed to see. She walked toward Greek Row, toward the Pike House where music was already blasting. My heart was hammering, but then she walked right past it. She kept walking. Sigma Chi House, 3 doors down. A guy came out to meet her on the front steps. I stopped dead. This wasn't what I expected. He was thin, wearing thick glasses and a cardigan, clutching what looked like textbooks. The kind of guy who probably spent Friday nights at the library. Nothing like the athletic guys Sophie usually found attractive. What the hell? She laughed at something he said. That laugh, the one that used to be mine. They didn't go inside the house. Instead, they started walking together toward campus, Sophie gesturing wildly as she told some story, making him laugh. They were walking close, comfortable, natural, like they'd done this before. I kept following, feeling insane but unable to stop. They walked past the student union, past the library, all the way to the university hospital. My stomach dropped. Everyone knew what the Saturday afternoon clinic at University Hospital was for. STD testing, Plan B, all the consequences of Friday night mistakes. The walk of shame destination. I felt like I was going to throw up. He went inside while Sophie waited on a bench, absorbed in her phone. She looked content, happy even. After 20 minutes, he came back out wearing a medical bracelet and carrying papers. They hugged, a long hug, and I saw Sophie wipe her eyes. Then she turned and saw me. The color drained from her face instantly. Why are you here? She whispered, backing away from him. You were supposed to be forgetting about me. Please leave, Sophie said, her voice breaking. But the guy looked between us, recognition dawning on his face. Wait, is this your boyfriend? The one you've been talking about nonstop? My hands balled into fists. 12 years and she'd been talking about me to this guy while planning to. I took a step forward. Hey man, he said quickly, raising his hands. I just wanted to say, I'm really praying for her operation, hoping everything goes well Thursday. I froze. What? Sophie collapsed onto the bench, sobbing, broken, heaving sobs that shook her whole body. The truth spilled out between gasps. There was no guy. There never was. She'd found him through Be the Match registry. He was the only match within 500 miles who could do the procedure before it was too late. The one afternoon she needed was his consent appointment. The cancer's killing me, she said, her voice raw. 50-50 survival rate even with the transplant. You're 22. You shouldn't be planning a funeral instead of a wedding. She looked up at me, mascara streaking down her face. I wanted you angry enough to move on, to find someone else, to live your life without watching me die. I couldn't bear the thought of you watching me fade away. All those secretive texts, the late nights, the guarded phone, medical coordinators, transplant logistics. The guy shifted awkwardly. Every appointment, all she talked about was making sure you'd be okay. The transplant is Thursday. I'll be there.